All right, all right. We are live. Welcome to
Let's go,
another
let's go,
Monday
let's
mentorship call.
go!
Let's go. Drop some ones in the chat if you guys are ready to receive knowledge, ready to be in proximity, ready to take everything that we've learned in 2025 and take everything to the next level come 2026. Let me know who's feeling me. Let me know who is hyped up because this is going to be a phenomenal call. Get your pens ready, get your notebooks ready. If you don't know who I am, my name is Tsepak, and I am here today as someone who has been in this industry for about 5 years. Okay. I'm 23 years old. I got started at 18. All right. And just like you guys, okay, I'm ending this year. I'm ending this year at a point in my own success, in my business, okay, in my trading results, in my leadership developments, in the amount of impact that I've been able to create. All right. And I'm here to tell you that I'm very, very grateful. I'm very, very privileged to be in this spot. Okay. But I'm ready for more. I'm ready for all the abundance, all the knowledge, all the impact that's going to be established, the domination that is going to occur in 2026. All right. But, there's a reason I'm at the point where I'm at. Okay. And I'm going to take you guys back a little bit and take you a little bit through my journey and talk about, the ups and downs of business. Okay. Because a lot of you guys came here to learn how to trade. Some of you guys came here to also build a business. All right. So a lot of you guys are doing both. All right. And whether it's trading, whether it's the business, whether it's any business, okay, you need to understand that there's going to be ups and downs no matter which way you look at it, guys. Okay. Success and failure, it's not like this and that, it's like this. Okay, it's two sides of the same exact coin. You cannot have success without failures, but the difference is who fails the fastest and learns from the failures the fastest. Okay. And so that's kind of been what my journey's been about. All right. I got started when I was 18 years old. Okay. I got started with trading. All right. I'm hitting it hard. I'm getting some of my friends started. I had a lot of mutual respect for some of my friends. I'm building my teams up, multiple times, right? Up to 10, 20, 30 people. But, and I hit the second rank. Okay. At the time, it was a different company, but then my team fell. Okay. My team fell. And actually, I'm going to go up and open this just so you guys get a little visual. All right, please don't mess with it too much. But I want you guys to understand something like this. Okay. All right. Let's see how good I can get this drawing. Okay. This is a rudimentary representation of how my journey's been. All right. And now I started off here. Okay. Let's put a little stick figure template here. All right. I started off 18 years old and, I'm very ambitious. Know I can achieve whatever it is that I want. I just found this new vehicle that I believe that can go help me accomplish my dreams. All right. I got amazing mentors like Josh and Jay, some of the speakers that are going to be on this call. Okay. I'm excited, but I'm lacking a lot of skills. I'm lacking the correct mindset, the correct awareness to get me to where I know I can achieve. Okay. So I'm going up here and I hit my second rank. I have some motion going with my business. All right. But then, boom, my team completely falls, guys. Okay. This isn't the only time, keep in mind, but my team completely falls. And what happened? I had a peak, but after a peak, there's a valley. Okay. In this valley, all right, this right here, guys, this is a very, very special place to where you have to understand who you think of yourself as a person, right? Who are you? What's your identity? All right. This is where you have to be true to yourself. You have to be real with yourself. Hold yourself accountable. Why did this happen to me? Okay. Why did this happen to me? And also, you have to start understanding, all right, what I'm doing. Is it me being busy or is it me being productive? And so this is a general theme that's going on throughout my journey. And right here, guys, okay, I made the decision to become a professional. Okay. I listened to GoPro for the first time during this time right here. All right. I listened to GoPro. I understood these different skills that I need to start developing. I'm like, oh my God, I have no idea what this guy's talking about, but it makes sense. Okay, so now I'm learning and I'm applying. This is exactly what I want you guys to do on this call. What you're learning on this call, go and apply it, right? And then go and apply it and apply it and apply it and then go teach it. Okay, so now I watch GoPro, listen to GoPro, and then I go up. Okay, I'm building my team up again. All right, now when I reached this peak right here, this is when I became a realtor. This is me being in full-time school. Okay, having all these different distractions, keeping me from the very vehicle, the very opportunity that's gonna help me reach the goals that I want, the lifestyle that I want, the freedom that I want to achieve. So now guess what? I'm tumbling down. Okay, I reach another valley. And so now this right here, Josh and Jay, you understand, this is when we started establishing in-person events. Okay, we started ramping them up again, right? I was the one inviting my entire network week in, week out. Then we started doing Super Saturdays. Okay, I'm reaching a new level of responsibility, a new level of accountability. Okay, because if it's meant to be, it's up to me. All right, this is when I started establishing those systems with Josh and Jay. All right, and then my business starts growing. Business starts growing. Oh, guess what? Boom! I reach a peak. We have to change companies. We have to change companies, and I have no control over what's going on. Right? Then come tumbling down. Tumble, 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 tumble down. All right. Now I was really sick and tired at this point. I was really, really sick and tired. And so I knew that if I wanted to thrive in this new environment, this new opportunity, I needed to go level up my skills to the next level. Okay. And understand, I've already been through this. And then at this point right here, guys, guess what? You guys know him very, very well. All right. This is where I met Cade. This is where I met Carson. Okay. We're talking about a blue diamond in this business. We're talking about a diamond in this business. Okay. This is about like 3 years into my journey of network marketing. Okay. Now I'm going up. I'm going up. All right. And then boom, business takes a hit. And then this right here, guys, this valley is when I went to my first event. Okay. I made a commitment to get my top dogs, as many people from my team as possible to the first company event that I've ever attended. Okay. And 1 year after I attended this event, boom, I hit my first 6-figure income ever. Okay. And this right here, this timeline was about May. This was about May of this year where I hit my first 6-figure income. And guys, everything before this, okay, I was either making less than or around $1,000 a month in my business. Okay, making less than and around $1,000 a month. And keep in mind, guys, I don't think I'm incapable. Actually, quite the opposite. I think I'm a very, very capable person, very, very skilled person. Okay, now, why did it take me all this time for me to get above $1,000 a month? Okay, hopefully some of the different events that I'm telling you guys about really helps you understand. Okay, but what kept me going and what kept me from quitting, right, was staying in proximity. I'm the most consistent, right? Out of all these people that are on this call, besides Josh and Jay, just because I stuck around. I raised my level of responsibility, raised my level of accountability, okay? Raise my level of identity when I finish off at a certain rank, when my business is looking at a certain point. I understand this because I believe that I'm at this point. My identity is at this rank. My trading results are at this point. Okay. So what I'm trying to get through to you guys is, yes, you'll eventually win if you don't quit. All right. But there's fundamental concepts that we all need to understand, because if you want to reach certain levels of success, congratulations. I'm here to tell you that any one of you guys have the capability of achieving it. Okay. But there's certain things that you need to reprogram, you need to instill. Okay. And getting to a certain level of competency in the right skills and doing it for long enough, guys, that's ultimately what's going to get you there. Okay. Now, I have a challenge for you. Okay. I have a challenge for you. Now I'm at the blue diamond rank. Okay. I'm at the blue diamond rank. It's a six-figure income, right? First time I've ever reached this within my entire network marketing journey, but it took me 5 years. Has it been worth it to stick around? 1000%. 1000%. The type of lifestyle that I live, the type of people that I have around me, right? Not only my leaders, but also people on my team. Okay. I love them as brothers and sisters, right? Some of my best friends now. But do you need to take 5 years like I did? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You can do it much faster. Is it going to be easy? Absolutely not. Right? But there's certain ingredients that you're going to need to implement on a day-to-day basis. Okay? Showing up to these calls, holding yourself accountable to the daily activities that you need to be doing the correct daily activities that you need to be doing in order for you to go and have as much success as you possibly want. Okay? And we're talking about a lot of past experiences that I've had. Okay? Now let's talk about the future and what's going to happen. There's a certain timeline that you guys have right now that we all have in terms of reaching your goal, whether it's $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $100,000 a month. Okay. There's a timeline. It's going to happen. If you wanted to, it's going to happen. Okay. Now, the fastest way for you to get there, though, it's not about focusing on the goal, guys. It's about focusing on the activities that you need to do on a day-to-day basis to get to that goal. The more you can do on a day-to-day basis, guys, and the more consistent you can stay, that's going to be the fastest way that you're going to get there. All right. So, yes, you can learn a lot from me, guys, but don't be like me in terms of waiting so long to start taking this as serious as I possibly can and going absolutely all in. Okay. And let me tell you guys something that happened this year too, right? I hit the blue diamond rank in May. And shortly after, I had a couple of leaders in my business leave. Okay. I had a couple of leaders in my business leave. So that brought me all the way down from blue diamond to ruby. Okay. Like a significant drop in income. And guess what? I was making the most money I made in my entire life. And I raised my expenses. I raised my expenses to what I was making that month. Okay. And that took it was a fat hit that I took. Right. But when I got to this point, I went back to those fundamental principles and I took accountability of where I was at. And I knew I needed to become a better leader. I needed to be doing more of the daily activities, finding new leaders, building new teams, okay, establishing certain systems to make things more effective. All right. And now let's see where this first season of 2026 takes me. I have it all mapped out. And don't worry if you have not prepared to go and have the most amount of success in 2026. All right, you are on the right call. You are listening to the right people because this next person that I'm going to be bringing up, this is someone who took me from here. Okay, took me from here. And there's a saying where the mentor appears when the student is ready. I didn't work with him at the beginning. Okay, but when I was ready, when I was committed enough, when I was skilled enough, when I had certain characteristics, okay, I started doing weekly accountability, weekly game plan calls, check-in calls with this individual. I started hopping on with him on the charts. Okay. He saw the commitments that I was making with holding Super Saturdays, funneling people week in, week out to these in-person events. Okay. And this individual has not only helped me, which has been a huge, huge blessing, guys, but he's helped tens of thousands of people all around the world. Okay. Win in this business, win in trading, win in network marketing. All right. And one thing that you guys should know is this is someone who taught me to understand my value and understand my worth to another level. Okay. Your guys' time is valuable. Our time is valuable. Okay. But we all have the same 24 hours in a day. So how can we make it more effective? How can we be more effective in the time that we have to be effective? And this guy right here is one of the best at being able to help you do those things. And those are some of the things that he's going to be talking about. So without further ado, guys, Thank you for your time. All right. Get your notebooks out. If you haven't, get your ears out. Let's be intentional going into this next year. Drop some ones in the chat for my brother, Jay Patnode. Let's go.
What is going on? Let's go, Tipper. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. You guys, I'm a little under the weather, so voice might crack here and there, but I appreciate it, Tip. And always hearing your story, one, it excites the hell out of me, but also when you talk about your vision and where you're going, it makes me even more excited because like he said, right? It took him some time to finally make the decision that he was going to go all in. But look what happened when he did. He's been able to impact thousands and thousands of people all around the world, win and make money and become the people that they want to be. And so I'm super grateful for you, Tip. And I just know, all the combos we've been having, especially as of late, I just know what's going to happen because this was the first full year of not only winning at a high level, but developing skills at an even faster rate, right? Tipple was always someone that he can learn the skills. It's just whenever he wanted to apply them, he was a beast, right? I remember the first time he was like, I'm about to learn sales. So he did like a whole little sales like training and was learning sales and he implemented them perfectly like no other because he is a man that can do that. And for all of you guys, I want you to know that's when your journey truly starts, right? Yeah, obviously you'll go through a bunch of different stuff and you'll learn a lot of things along the way. But when you decide and you make the decision to go all in, that is when you will have success. I can guarantee if you haven't had the amount of success that you want to have, it's because you truly haven't burned that bridge. We talk about it all the time. Burn the bridge. Now, what does that mean? Stop playing it small. There's still people that you haven't reached out to. There's still calls that you're not jumping on. There's still decisions that you're not making on a day-to-day basis that are the reasons that are holding you back. And that's what I want to talk about, guys. But for those that do not know me, my name is Jay Patnode. I'm very grateful to be here on this call with you guys. This is actually my favorite time of the week. I love doing trainings because I always remembered back to when Josh and I first got started. We were excited, we were fired up, but we never had platforms like these. For those that don't know, like we do calls multiple times a week, right? Every single Tuesday, 7 p.m. CST. Then we have our Super Saturday call for where we do half trading, half building the business. And then also we have a special call for founders and above that we do higher level training. So I definitely, want to tell you guys become founder as fast as possible so you can start being a part of those conversations as well. But we didn't have these things, right? Like we really didn't. So for majority of everything that Josh and I learned was all from YouTube, right? And attending events. But a lot of it was YouTube, books, trial and error. When we first started, the person that got us enrolled, maybe he didn't do the same stuff that we're doing here now. And that's why we want to do these things, right? We want to give you guys this outlet, these platforms to take advantage of learning from our mistakes and also learning from our triumphs, because that is how what Tipper said, the time that it took him, right? To have success, he wants you guys to be able to cut that down in half, a third, whatever it may be, and you can because the blueprint is there. There are so many great leaders on our team and in this company right now that will give you their time, effort, and energy if you just show that you're worth it. Like for me, I always tell people I will work with anybody. I will jump on calls. I will talk with them. I will take time out of my day, but you got to show me that you want it. I can't teach you desire. I can't teach you the little things of like being the person that you need to be based off of the energy that you bring, right? I can teach you the skill set. I can give you some motivation. I can tell you about my journey, right? But I can't teach you desire. And that's what you need to have, guys, is desire. And so for those that don't know me, my name is Jay Patnode. I'm 28 years old. I've been in this industry for, I think this is coming on up on this will be our 7th year coming up here. And it's absolutely changed my life, right? It took me from a 21-year-old broke college student. I was lost, partying every single day. I always knew I was going to be successful somehow. At least that's what I dreamed of. But I never really had the track to run on. And that's why when I found this, I looked at this and I knew exactly what I'd be doing for the rest of my life. And as you guys can see, I'm doing it for the rest of my life. And so it's a blessing. And so, I've been able, a little bit about myself. 21, like I said, broke college student, was able to make, my first 6 figures at 23, my first multiple 6 figures at 24. And obviously so on and so forth ever since then. And I never say that to brag or boast or to impress, but to press upon you what's possible. Like I said before, it's about making a decision. I went hard my first year, but I didn't make the decision to truly become a professional in this industry until after my first year. I remember the conversation very, very clearly It was actually around like a new year right afterwards. I had drove back actually from Fargo, North Dakota to sit down. It was after Josh and I, we built the team up to like 75 and everybody quit besides like one person. And we drove back and we had a conversation like, is this what we're going to do? And if this is what we're going to do, we need to make the decision. And from here on out, we are freaking professionals. We are going to go hard. We are going to dedicate ourselves to the craft, to helping people, to becoming the best that we possibly can in this industry. And that's what we did, and everything changed in 1 year. And that's what I want to talk with you guys about. Like the years, they go by, right? I want you to ask yourself right now, all the goals that you set out on at the beginning of 2025, and you ask yourself, where were you at this exact position 1 year ago? Like, where were you at? Are you in a better position? Are you in a worse position? Or did you give up on a lot of the goals that you had? And it doesn't have to necessarily be in this business because not all of you guys were here a year ago, but just think about your goals and ask yourself, where are you at currently in comparison to where you were 1 year ago? And when I started thinking about that, it pissed me off because I knew what I wanted. I knew where I wanted to be, and I knew that I had to make a serious, serious decision. And so, if you don't have it yet, if you don't have a paper or pen or anything to take notes with, I want you to get it down because what I'm going to go over is some different things that you'll want to write down. Same thing with Josh. And it's a proven fact that if you don't write stuff down, you forget 90% of the information. And something else that I'm big on is learning as if you're going to teach. When I first heard that, I started listening to every single piece of information that I got, whether it was from books, audios, mentors, events, things like that. I started listening to it and thinking to myself and making sure I wrote it down because I knew one day I would have to teach. And because of that, I have notebooks and notebooks and notebooks and notebooks full of information. I have, note messages and audios and voice recordings and things that I wrote down because I knew that I wanted to teach it one day. Because leaders, I want you to know one thing. If you want to become a leader, it is not about what you can do. It is about what you can teach. And it is so true. Because there's certain things that I can do that I know maybe Tippa can't. There's certain things I know Tippa can do that maybe I can't. Because if you can't teach these things to people, it doesn't even matter, right? So just remember that. And so I want you guys to know this is the year of becoming who you're meant to be. This is the year, guys. Like this is the year of the person that you want to be, the person you look at. I don't give a damn what happened this last year. The time has already passed. We cannot get the time back. Time is the most valuable in the entire world, guys. Think about it. The most valuable, worth way more than money. Because you can spend time. You can spend time for sure, but you can never save time and you can never get time back. I'm 28 years old. I blinked. I blinked and I was 28 years old. Honestly, I never thought I was gonna be as old. Oh, 28. Wow, that's crazy to think about. Because when I was 21, you don't you look that far into the future, but you really don't realize how fast it goes. Because I remember being 16, and then I remember going off to college at 18, and I remember being 21 in college, finding this opportunity, being like, fuck, I want to do this, F school, even though I graduated and everything, but I knew what I wanted to be doing. Then I was 23. Wow, made my first six figures. Then I blinked. Then I was 26, went through a hell of a year, lost a lot of money, did a lot of dumb stuff, spent a lot of dumb money, and then boom, I'm 28 again, right? And so it's all understanding that time is going to pass regardless. What you do is what will determine your life, right? So the biggest lie that we've ever been told in our entire lives was you have time. I want you to get that out of your mind. I am so sorry. I'm not going to be the one to sit here and tell you you got all the time in the world because time passes. And there's never a better time than the present to go all in on your dreams. I'm talking about all in. Now imagine this. 2026, right? We have another day or two, right? We have another day approaching us. It's 2026. Imagine you worked effortlessly, tirelessly on your goals every single day. And then 1 year later, you can say, oh my God, I'm making five, 10, $20,000 a month. I'm making 10,000 in passive income. I'm making an average of five to $10,000 a month in trading. I'm doing all these things. And it's because the work that you put in for the entire year. Now let's imagine another scenario. You just go through the emotions again for another year. Just another year of just going through the motions. Wake up, go to work, go to school, whatever it may be. If you got kids, take care of your kids, go through it, eat, sleep, hang out with your friends on the weekend, play video games, smoke weed, drink, party, do all that type of stuff. And you go through another year and then boom, now it's 2027. Well, that 2027 turns into 2028. That 2028 turns into 2030. That 2030 turns into 2035. And then you look up and you've went so far You know, the quote goes, it's like from a song that I heard one time is the good news is you came a long way, but the bad news is you went the wrong way, right? Because the time passed regardless. And so I want you just to stress the importance of this year. Move intentionally, do things intentionally. Yeah, Jay Cole, see, yeah, you already know, Ian. Yep. It's one of my favorite quotes. Because there's definitely been times where I went a long way and it was the wrong way. And so there's been times where I went a long way and it was the right way. And so I want you to move intention. I want you to write this on your page or wherever you're taking notes. Intentions. What are your intentions this year? Everything needs to be intentional. Stop thinking of things if they don't matter because I think everything matters. The conversations you have matter. I think about this, like even in a sense of relationships. If anybody's in a relationship, if you're a guy and you didn't go speak to that girl, would you be in that relationship? Right? If you're in the if Tippa never mustered up the courage to reach out to Josh about this trading thing, would he be here? Right? Think about it. There's so these little things, they call it the butterfly effect, but there's these little things. So move intentionally this year. And so I want you guys to write down these things. And we're going to talk about goals because goals are one of my favorite things to set. And I'm not just a rah guy that, let's get fired up, let's set some goals, but you need to have goals with intentions. And I'm going to write down 7 ways or 7 different goals that I want you to write for yourself this year. And how can we go attack these, right? And so the very first one is your why goal. You know, your why is a part of your goal, guys. And you'll, if you're brand new, you'll hear this a million times. If you are not brand new, you've probably already heard this a million times. But why are you doing this? Like you're for you enough not to quit. When I got into this, I grew up in a single family household, right? It was just me and my mom. Grew up in, government housing and food stamps and everything that you can think of as far as quote unquote setbacks. But my mom, love her to death, she always did whatever she could to make sure we didn't feel like we had nothing, you know? And so for me, I always wanted to make enough money to where when I come through on Christmas, I can, here you go. Everybody gets great gifts. Oh, mom, you need some help with this? Oh, friends, right? I've helped friends pay rent. I've donated tons of money. I've done things like that. And it's because I wanted to be able to help other people and also for my future kids. I never wanted them to live this life. Never wanted them to live the life that I had to grow up with. And so for me, that's my why. And every time I thought about quitting, I thought to myself, well, damn, what about them? Who are the people that are counting on you? So, yes, maybe you're wise, you want to make a lot of money. Okay, that's cool. But why do you want to make a lot of money? Do you want to make a lot of money to help people? Do you want to make a lot of money because you never had money and you know what it feels like to struggle? Do you want to make a lot of money for other people? Do you want to make a lot of money because maybe you've been working 40, 50, 60 hours a week for the last year, 2, 3, 5 years, or you've seen somebody work that long and you just see what their life looks like and what it feels like. What's your why? Who are you helping? Who in this world is counting on you to have success? Right? So that's your very first one is why. Number two, is I want you to put the what goal. So the outcome. And I want you to put underneath this. Your goals this goal needs to be measurable, a measurable end goal. It can be in a year, it can be, I'd say start with 90 days. I'd say start with 90 days. But in this, it's well, what's your rank volume goal, right? Or what's your rank goal? What's your volume goal? How many people? And actually, yeah, I like that, Gavin. Not a lot of cameras on. If you want to have success, if you want to win in this world, you got to get used to what success looks like. Success looks like having your camera on. Success looks like sitting up straight. Success looks like having notes. And I'm not a drill sergeant here. I'm just a realist. Anybody that you ask that has worked with me, they can tell you I am blunt. I'm just honest because in this world, I don't like the sugarcoat stuff. Because I remember when I was a kid, my uncle told me, he said, so what you're poor? So what you're from the hood? So what you're broke? What now? Like literally, what? Oh, boo hoo, sad you. Because at the end of the day, the job still has to get done. So turn those cameras on. Sit up straight. Take notes. Take this attentively. And obviously, if you don't want to, I don't care. It doesn't change me, right? But so back to the goal, the what goal, the outcome. Be specific and have a date and time. A goal without a date and time of completion is just a wish. And you know where wishes go? Into wish la la land. You know, wish la la land. So I want you to put this in parentheses, or in quotations. I am so happy and grateful now that I am blank by, let's just say, April 1st. April 1st. I am so happy and grateful now that I am this ranked by April 1st. You can say, I am so happy and grateful now that I am a blue diamond. I am so happy and grateful now. I am a platinum. I am so happy and grateful now because you need to be happy and grateful now for the rank. Because as I'll talk about later with these goals, is if you don't believe that you are this person, it will never happen because success does not come before belief. It starts with believing. You have to have conviction because the universe will fill you. If you really don't think you can do it, I promise you can't do it. The saying goes is he who thinks he can and he who thinks he can't are both right. 100%. So make sure you understand that. So the what goal, the outcome. I am so happy and grateful now. Number three, the how goal slash your activity. What are your daily actions that you are doing? What are the daily goals you need to hit in order to achieve these goals? Let's just say if you want to hit whatever rank goal it is, I'm reaching out to this many people every single day. I have this much, I'm posting this much content every single day. I'm attending this many trainings, so on and so forth. Things that you can control. You can't always control the result, but you can control your effort. Effort is very controllable. In all reality, the only thing that you can control in this world is how much effort you put into it. Yeah, maybe the rank doesn't get done on the exact day that you say you want it to get done, but you can control this. And I promise you, you'll be in a way better off spot than you were previously if you actually go towards it and work towards it. So the how goal, the activity. Number four, the who goals. And I want you to put in a dash next to this is your skill base. These are skill based. What do you want to become good at over these 90 days? Do you want to become a better presenter? Do you want to be better at public speaking? You can say, I will do 3 live presentations a week. What are some things you want to do to improve your skills, your skill level? All right. Number 5 is your financial goals. How much money do you want to make? Right? How much money do you want to make? Right? How much money do you want to have in your savings account? How much money do you want to have an emergency fund? Most people in the world, if they have, I think the statistic is if you have $0 in debt and you have like $2,000, you're richer than like 90 or something% of America or something like that. It's crazy. But how much money do you want to have saved? How much money do you want to have in your trading account? What are the financial measurable goals that you can have? It's 75% of the world. Thank you. Number six, time-based goals. Guys, if you ask any leader in this industry, if you ask any successful person, they have a calendar. They know what they're doing with their time. When are you going to wake up? When are you going to go to sleep? You need to get organized because at the end of the day, a lot of people just spend their time looking around like, all right, I know I need to do this, but when should I do this? And then all of a sudden I got to go eat and then I got to go to the gym and then I do this and this. Plan your day out. If you're someone that has to go to work, if you have to go to school, you have to do that, right? Maybe you spend 8 hours a day at work. And then maybe you spend another, I was going to say 8 hours sleeping, but in all reality, let me be real, if you're broke, you don't need to sleep 8 hours a day. On the grind, I wasn't sleeping 8 hours a day. I was sleeping 5. And obviously, you can only do that for so long, maybe for whoever you are. But at the end of the day, you'll have to sacrifice some stuff to win. So say you sleep for another 8. Okay, well, how many hours do we have left? How many hours do we have left? So you have 16. Now how many hours left? We have 8 more hours. What are you going to be doing during that time? So plan your days accordingly. Make it very measurable. Understand that this will all play a big factor into how you become successful or if you become successful. And then number 7 is identity-based goals. And I want you to write this underneath this. Who do you want to become? Like, who do you want to become? And what do I mean by this? You have to act the version that you see yourself. I want you to picture yourself in your most optimal version, the most healthy, the most successful, the most productive, the most loving, the most caring, the best version of whatever you want it to be, the best father, husband, business partner, wife, daughter, whatever it may be. And ask yourself, what would this version of me be doing right now? I want you to build everything around that. What would you be doing? If you were the person that you want to become, the person that you know that you can become, what would you be doing? How would you act? How would you talk? How would you walk? I remember when I first heard this because it was called act as if. And somebody was like, oh, fake it till you make it. No, act as if because you will not receive the things that you want to have in this world unless you become the person. You become the person that's meant to be for success, and then you have the success. It's a very simple formula. I started acting as if I was a 6-figure earner. Started talking as if I was a six-figure earner. My posture got better. My chest came out a little more. Started hitting the gym. I started saying no to the things that weren't serving me in my life. That weren't serving me in my life. And on that note, I want you guys to also write down if you're not where you want to be right now, what are the things distracting you? What are the reasons why you're not in the exact success level or mentor or trader or whatever it may be? Why are you not there right now currently? What are the things stopping you? I want you to write this list out. It doesn't have to be right now, but I want you to write the list out. And I want you to cut it. Because for some people, it's because they play the game too much. For some people, it's because they party too much. For some people, they have a freaking significant other that is downright just pessimistic, doesn't support them. They have family members that don't support them. Well, guess what? Spend less time with them. I'll be honest. If you ask if you ask Josh, if you ask myself, we've both given up a lot of things for this business. And significant others have been one for them. I'm not telling you to go leave the person you're with, but I'm telling you, if you want to have success, it doesn't have to just be with this. You have to get rid of the things that are slowing you down in this world because you cannot grow in an environment that you died at. And because of that, like I said, I love my mother to death, but she's a very pessimistic person. She is a boohoo me type of person. And so what I do is I limit the amount of time. When I'm with her, the moment she gets to be a negative, all right, mom, I will call you tomorrow. I will see you tomorrow. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Let's talk about positivity because you have to get on the frequency of success. So understand, I want you to write those things down. I want you to cut that out of your life. And you don't have to do it for forever, right? Friends, family, negative people, you don't have to do it forever. We cut off a lot of our people for a season so we could grow because our positivity wasn't outweighing their negativity. So it was bringing us down. So we cut a lot of people out of our life. But guess what? When we became the people we wanted to be that can control the energy in the room, then we obviously hung out with them. And it's not like we hang out with them all the time, but you don't have to leave people forever. You can be for seasons. And so understand this is the year of becoming who you want to be. And there's nothing left stopping you. I want you to map that out and I want you to live the next 90 days. Let's just start with the next 90 days. I want you to live exactly like how that person would live and watch how your energy levels change. Watch how your mindset changes. Watch how your income level changes. Watch how people start seeing, like, man, there's a different light to you. There's a different pep in the step. Why are you so damn excited? Why are you so positive? Why are you so happy? It's always funny when people, I used to get that question, why are you so happy? What, am I supposed to be fucking mad? Excuse my language. Am I supposed to just be sad all the damn time, guys? Right? And so this year is becoming the best version of your possible self. And so just a quick 5 little steps to end it with. Write down these goals. Number 2, take daily action. Number 3, set these goals to 90 days. It doesn't have, you don't have to set the year goal right now. You can set those as well. It's good to have short-term and long-term goals. But let's just have the small milestones first. 4, review weekly or daily your goals. You need to print them out and have them in front of you. You need to have them in your face so you're always seeing them. And number 5 is track these goals, guys. Tempo talked about we used to get on and do like a weekly call with accountability and tracking stuff. I do this with leaders. And, I started doing it with some leaders and some leaders would hit me up when they're supposed to do them. Some people wouldn't, whatever it may be. It always tells me who you are. It's always funny because you want to track them, right? You want to see the progress of your goals. And so that being said, I want to leave you guys with this last piece of information before we pass it to another speaker who's absolutely amazing and has some fire for you is don't let another year go by doing the same stuff. Don't be an extra in your own movie. Like, actually think about it. Are you the main character in your own movie? Are you the star in your own movie? Are you letting other people live the life that you dreamed of? Because they took action. They did massive, massive work. They did what they needed to do. They worked on themselves. They worked on their skills. They designed their life. Live this life by design, not just because these are the things that you can do. No, take everything that is yours this year. I promise you, you will live a fantastic life, guys, because right after all that hard work becomes some of the most fun times you'll ever have in the world. I mean, Josh and I just did 6 weeks out in Asia. We're going back for another 4, and then we're going to come back and do an incentive trip, on a cruise with all the entire team. Then we're going to do this, and it's because we made these decisions years ago. And I want you guys to feel what this feels like because it is so freeing to be able to live a life that you design. But with that being said, I'm gonna pass it to our next speaker. This man is an absolute stud. I mean, I always tell people when it comes to knowledge in this industry, he can teach you brick by brick how to build. He can teach you mindset. He can teach you the actual bolts and screws, but he can also teach you because he's done these things. He's not someone that just learns and then spits the game. He actually applies everything he has ever said to the actual business. And if it worked, then cool. Then we keep rolling with it. If it didn't, try something else. A man of resilience. And so if you haven't learned anything that I said, or haven't heard anything that I heard, or haven't been taking notes yet, make sure you get this out because the man, the myth, the legend, one of the greatest teachers I've ever met is going to speak next. And with that being said, let me introduce my brother, my business partner, my best friend, Mr. Joshua Amundson. Let's get some 777s in the chat, baby.
Come on, baby. Let's go. Hey, guys, drop some sevens in the chat for Jay Patnode as well, man. I love every time he gets on because, like he said, he just spits it real. You know what I mean? He tells you exactly what you have to do to go out and have success, man. So I appreciate you a ton, Jay. Also, you, Tippa, man, for breaking down your story. You know, it was crazy. I've been doing this business, guys, for 7 years now. And I'm 28 years old. I got started when I was when I was 20, but it was late in my 20 year. And I remember Tippa just, I think it was like a year in my business, just swiped up from a Snapchat quick ad. Who here has done a Snapchat quick ad before? Drop a one in the chat. You ever quick added someone on Snapchat and trying to prospect them for the business, right? Well, I was doing that and I've landed like two, three, like just hustling leaders from doing that, guys. So definitely, be quick at it. There's a little bit of weird stuff that can go on Snapchat. Don't get me wrong. But I mean, dude, the fact that you can find individuals that have similar mindsets and want to go out and crush it at a high level and change your entire life and their life, I think it's worth it. But I appreciate you guys, obviously, for staying on so far. We do have a presentation call coming up in 12 minutes with Isaiah Johnson. Zay Trades back at it again, baby. Let's go. Him and Joey Wilson, guys, a 7-figure earner in this business, are doing a presentation call at 8 p.m. Central Time. Me and Jay, guys, our first year of the business, I think it was honestly the first 2 years. Joey Wilson, who's going to be doing the call with him tonight, he did a presentation every single night at 9 p.m. Central Time. And for the first year or two, me and Jay are like, study the pros, study the pros, study the pros. We watch every single presentation we could possibly do. I don't care that we were already in the business. I don't care that I already knew the presentation. You need to hear it over and over and over and over and program yourself to really understand what it is that we're doing here. Sell yourself out on the vision, right? Because if you can't sell yourself out on the vision, you're never going to be able to sell anyone else out on it. You got to be all in. And so attending these presentations, guys, packing it out with guests is so, so important on your journey. Okay? But we don't have, a ton of time on this call, but for those of you that are going to be hopping off coming up at 8 o'clock, feel free. I'm going to go through some information and then I'm going to release some stuff at the end of this call. Okay, we have some pretty big events that are coming up here to kick off 2026. And I'm super, super excited, right? Real quick, guys, I want everybody in the chat, drop in where you are calling in from, right? I just kind of want to get a look. Just tell me what state you're calling in from. Maybe tell me what city you're calling in from. Let me go check this out real quick, okay? We got Minnesota. We got Big Iowa, baby. Come on. Texas, Minnesota, Texas. I believe that's Illinois or Indiana. That's Indiana, I think. Colorado Springs, Minnesota, North Dakota, Minnesota. DFW, I'm pretty sure that is in Texas, I believe. Yeah, I got that one right. Cool, guys. Well, welcome, everyone. Super, super grateful to be speaking on this call, right? People that, speak on these calls, guys, it's not because it's a right, it's a privilege. You know what I mean? It's the people that stick around long enough to see, some sort of significant amount of success that are able to share it with people, right? I'm excited to watch in 2026 which of you are speaking on these calls, because guess what? These calls are going to get bigger and bigger and bigger throughout 2026, man. And I would love to see, all you beautiful ladies and gentlemen speaking on these calls and training people on what it is that you've learned and got you to where you are. So just know that we keep an eye, man. We're watching people. We're constantly watching who's putting in the work and who can come up and start sharing some value to everyone in here. We'll hold these calls every single week at 7 p.m. Central Time. Rule number one as a leader is you have to have your teams on these calls. I always was telling my team when I was first getting started, guys, it's been something I've done for years. Never book a one-on-one call, a prospect call, never book anything else over this call, ever, right? Because this is the call that sharpens the axe. This is the call that allows people to grow and move forward and learn more, right? So make sure you guys are always having your teams on these calls. It's so, so important, okay? But like I was saying, guys, these calls, I kind of want to break down what they're for, okay? And I want you to imagine this, right? We're trying to help you grow mentally, and a lot of you are on different journeys, right? We're talking about for specifically this business, okay? I want you to imagine that you and I were standing in a room together. Okay, it's me and you, right? We're standing in a room together, and you and I put our hands on the inside of a t-shirt. Okay, so we're both holding it away from each other. What we would do is you and I start ripping at this t-shirt, right? We start ripping at the neck of this t-shirt. That t-shirt neck is never going to go back to the same size. That's what we're trying to do in these calls, guys, is we are trying to stretch your mind, stretch your beliefs, stretch your understanding of what we're doing here so you take it serious and go out and crush it at a high level, okay? And so this business requires a lot of personal development to really go out and earn a 6 or 7-figure income. The reason why there's an opportunity to make such a large amount of money in this business is because it's hard. Okay. If you sign up for this business because you're trying to get rich quick, listen up, ladies and gentlemen. You can play the I want to get rich quick game the rest of your life, like 99% of people. And guess what's probably not going to happen? You get rich. Right? You need to learn to become a professional in whatever career that it is that you choose. I chose this one. Jay chose this one. Tippa chose this one. Lots of people on this call, we chose this one. You know why? Because we can do it from anywhere in the world. You don't have a boss. No one can hire you. No one can fire you. You get to choose how much money am I worth? Right? If you think you're worth more than $1,000 a month, guess what? Go out and prove it inside the marketplace. Go out and prove it in the markets, in the compensation plan. You can earn whatever you want. The top earner I met in this industry, guys, is clearing well over $1 million a month. Right? There is no limit to what you can make in this industry. It's about how much personal development you do and how consistent you are with what it is that you're learning. So I want to talk to you guys about 2026, right? What changed my life was the ability to start telling my story. You all have a story on this call. Okay. And your story is so important for you to learn how to tell to people. You need to learn how to explain your story about your journey here inside of this business. Okay. But I want to talk not just how to tell your story, but more so about like the journey of it, right? I want you to take notes if you're not taking notes, because how are you going to help the people tomorrow in your business if you're forgetting about what you learned today? Just straight up, right? So understand, number one, guys, this business is a real business. Okay. It is a real business. This is the second biggest industry behind real estate in the entire world. Is what this industry is right here, guys. It is network marketing. Obviously, investing, you can make even more money in that, which is crazy, right? But it's a real business. The price of entry is small. Okay. The price of exit is also small. I'm gonna say that again. The price of entry is small, but the price of exit is also small. Okay. Now, let me explain this. Okay. Most of the time when people, think about the price of exit, and if they think it's small, it's because their expectations were not set properly. When people give up on an opportunity like this, or I mean, dude, we've seen people travel all over the entire globe, speak on stages in front of thousands of people, change their life, retire their parents, impact tens of thousands of lives, make obviously a good amount of money, but people are so easy to just quit and give up. It's because the expectations were not set properly for that person. They thought to themselves, the price of exit is small. What, I'm canceling $150, $200 a month membership, and that's it, right? They have no idea what their life could have looked like if they just kept going, right? So that's why a lot of times people think the price of exit is small. It's because their expectations are all out of whack, right? And so here's what I like to say. I like to say this to people, guys, and I'm going to be real blunt on this call. Okay. And I want you to think about what I'm saying to you. This is what you should be saying to your team. Okay. I like to say this. You know what you're going to have to do? I say this to my new people, right? I'm like, you're going to have to work your face off if you really want to win in this. You are going to have to work your face off. This is called network marketing, right? You're going to have to put in work. It's okay. Guess what? Whatever job you have, I guarantee you probably bust your ass at that. I know every single job I had growing up, I was working my tail off, right? Hot summer days, cutting metal, painting houses. I worked at Pepsi, whatever job it is that you've had, I guarantee you put in work. Work hard in this and you can build a legacy for your family, right? But I tell people you're going to have to work your face off. Okay? You're going to have to work your face off. That's what I'm explaining to them, guys. This is no free lunch business. Okay? This is this is no free lunch that people are getting, right? You are learning a new skill. You are learning a new skill in this business that can pay you whatever amount of money you want, right? So you're going to be learning a new skill. You are going to be doing it, learning this new skill with all of the distractions that are currently happening in your life. All the distractions going on with your family, like Jay said, significant others, your best friends, all of those distractions are going to be happening while you're learning this new skill. You're just going to have to choose what's more important, your future family, retiring your parents, being successful at a young age, whatever successful that is to you, or being successful at any age. What's more important, or all the distractions in your life in 2026? You're going to have to choose, right? Me and Jay, we made a decision. We were 21 years old, and I believe we hit our first six-figure income at 22, but it's because we made a drastic decision to go get it done. Right? I saw so many people in this industry when I was getting started. Oh yeah, I've been in for 4 years. I've only gotten to $1,000 a month income. I've been in for 5 years. I've never gotten past $600 a month, whatever the case is. And then there was people that were obviously crushing it, making tens of thousands, 100,000s a month. Me and Jay made a decision, and it was in 2021, or 2020. We are going all in this year, and we're gonna remove all the distractions from our life, and we're going to hyper focus on our goals, and we're going to change our freaking life. That's how serious a decision I'm talking about, right? But you're going to be doing all this stuff. You're going to be learning a skill, have distractions in your life. Okay. But you know what? It's not free. Okay. This business is not free, but it's takeable. It is takeable, right? Hey, crush the call, Isaiah. Let's go, man. This business is not free, but it's takeable. Okay, you can take it. You can go out and get it. It's gettable, right? You can go and have it. Okay, but you're going to have to go get it. Nobody's going to give it to you. You have to go out there in the world and make it happen. Okay, that's exactly what Joey Wilson had to do. Matthew Thayer had to do. Ali Saleh had to do. Joshua Zwagel, the CEO of Akashics, had to do. So many different leaders inside of this industry had to do. They had to go out there and get it, right? Because no one's going to hand it to you. Super, super important. Okay. And so we are not going to worry about in 2026, guys. We're not going to worry about getting lucky. Okay. We are not a business where we worry about getting lucky. Okay. We are just going to focus this whole coming year at getting good, getting better, better than you were the year before, better than the day you were before. We're going to focus on getting better in 2026, guys. Okay. We are going to develop our skills this year. And guess what? If you're brand new, in a year from now, a year from today, you're going to be profitable. In 1 year from today, if you are brand new and you stay consistent and you show up on a consistent basis, you will be profitable in a year from today. That's if you're consistent, right? 3 years from today, you can say goodbye to your boss. You could say goodbye to your job if you want. 3 years from today. Okay, again, this is me setting expectations for you. 1 year, you're going to be profitable. 3 years in, you could say goodbye to your boss. You're at a full-time income. You're making a full-time income from your cell phone on a monthly basis on a residual occurrence, okay? But you could say goodbye to your boss in 3 years. 5 years, you're making 6 to 7 figures if you show up and stay consistent. 5 years, you're making 6 to 7 figures, okay? And in 7 years, if you stay consistent, you will be world class. Okay, they call this the 1-3-5-7. 1 year to become profitable, 3 years to say goodbye to your boss, not have a job anymore. You're earning a full-time income. 5 years to get to a 6 or above figure income. And 7 years to become world class. Okay. And in the meantime, it's going to be uncomfortable while we do it. Okay. It is going to be uncomfortable while we go through the motions. Okay. That's part of growth. You guys realize the worst spot to be in is the comfort zone. You got to be uncomfortable in order to have gains, right? We got to get uncomfortable this year in 2026. We got to do stuff that scares us, right? We got to do the things when you're looking at the whole entire team. Man, no one else is holding events, no one else doing leadership calls, whatever the case is. You do it. You step up to the plate. Do the stuff that scares people, right? And that's okay. That's part of this journey. That's how you win. That's how you grow. Okay. And so I want you to think about this. Okay. Here is what's more uncomfortable than not doing this. Okay. Staying in the same situation that you hate and being less than what you're capable of being and having that go on for the next 10 years. That's more uncomfortable than getting uncomfortable in this business, is staying in the same spot. You know what I mean? You know what people like more than anything else when I'm telling them this stuff? People like that, I tell them they're going to have to work their face off. They're like, well, thank you. Thank you for telling me I'm going to have to work my face off, Josh. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking about it. They tell me it's because the whole world is telling me on Instagram and Snapchat and TikTok and LinkedIn and blah, 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 that I'm going to become a millionaire in 30 days if I do this program, that I'm going to become rich and successful in 2 weeks if I start doing this, right? Or in 7 days, you'll be able to create this, right? People appreciate when you're real with them. And you tell them, guys, the honest truth that they're going to have to work their face off. This might be the only leadership call you ever hear in this company or, in the industry where I'm sitting here saying, yeah, it's going to take you 7 years to learn everything I learned. That's sorry. That's what it is. Right. But guess what? The reality is, guys, it's going to take a year for you to become profitable from today. If you're brand new, if you're just starting, right? But you're going to be a year older anyways. No matter what, you're going to be a year older. So you might as well just do the business, become profitable in a year. Done. Right? I want you guys to think about this. Like, think about 2025. The year ends in like 24 hours, a little bit over that. Right? And I'm super excited to go into this year with you guys. How fast did 2025 go by? It was like a blink of an eye. It was crazy. The year's already done. It feels like it just got started. You know what I mean? And so, put this in perspective. How many years has it been since COVID? Type it in the chat, guys. How many years has it almost been since COVID? Everyone's sitting there counting on their fingers. 6. Yes, it's been almost 6 years since COVID. Think about this. If you would have, because timing is everything, obviously, but it is what it is if you didn't. If you would have been locked in since COVID, you're pretty much at world class or more at this point. That's how fast time passes, guys. People spend their whole life going after like, oh, I'm going to drop ship for 2 weeks. I'm going to do this for 2 weeks. I'm going to do this for 2 weeks. And they never amount to any sort of crazy success. You got to learn a skill that'll change your life. And that's what network marketing did for us, guys. So it's your choice. You're either going to go through the motions year by year and stay in the same situation, or you're going to have to work your face off, right? You're going to have to go out there and make it happen. That's just the reality of it. Okay. Now, I want to just quickly share with this, guys, because I know we've been on here for about 55 minutes. I want to talk to you quick. What are the phases going to be like for this business? What are the phases you are going to go through? And some of you are going to know exactly what I'm talking about. And also, what are the phases your team is going to go through? Your team, the people you sign up, are going to go through these phases, but so are you. So it's important to teach them that these are the phases that everyone goes through. Okay, it's super, super important, guys. And so because of expectations, you got to let your people know this. That's just rule number 1. Phase number 1, when people get started, people get excited. Woo! Right? They get on a Koshek's presentation. They're like, wow, tap to trade. We got Zeus. This is so exciting. Like, I'm going to be a millionaire. Guys, I found the way out. They're so excited. They're so pumped up. This is the I can't sleep phase. Right? You remember when you first got started, you're like, I literally can't sleep right now. I'm so excited. This is the way out. I know Jay was like that. Dude used to call me our first year of the business at 3 in the morning and be like, I just can't sleep right now, man. I'm so fired up, baby. So this is the I can't sleep phase, the I found it phase, right? This is the answer. I can't believe everybody's not doing this, right? This is people get excited phase. And then phase number 2 kicks in. This is the self-doubt phase. Right? This is after a little bit of time, right? Self-doubt phase. I wonder if I made a mistake. This isn't going exactly as planned. I'm not a millionaire yet, and it's been 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, right? This is where your significant other's starting to look at you funny phase. This is when your parents are like, really? You're doing that? right? This is when you have friends that are saying, please, like just give up. Just stop doing it, right? This is the self-doubt phase that everyone went through and everyone will go through. Okay? This is where people, that you thought were going to join didn't end up joining. You start having self-doubt. I thought that person was going to join. I thought my best friends were going to do this with me. I thought I was going to go, make $1 million in my first year, right? And, people start giving you excuses. This is what I really want to share with you guys. How do you tell if someone on your team is in the self-doubt phase? How do you tell if someone on your team is in the self-doubt phase? They start giving you excuses. They stop calling you and you have to start calling them, right? They stop showing up to meetings. They're not on this call. They're not attending the trading sessions. They're not going to the Minnesota events or whatever state you're in. They're not coming to the company events. They're not showing up. That's when you know someone on your team's in the self-doubt phase. You need to reach out to them, right? And explain to them that this is a phase, right? Most people quit right here. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Most people quit in the self-doubt phase. They are not mentally strong enough to be a business owner 9 times out of 10. They're not properly prepared with expectations by whoever got them started. They start having self-doubt. Most people quit here, okay? They have this excitement, and then all of a sudden, boom, self-doubt hits them, okay? And they tell themselves, I knew this would happen. I knew this wouldn't work, right? And then they quit, okay? Here's phase 3, though. This is where things get interesting. This is the point where phase 3 kicks in and it is big decision time. You got excited when you joined, you're fired up, you can't even sleep. You get self-doubt after a certain period of time, which is normal because people don't have delayed gratification, right? But this is the big decision time, phase 3, where it's fight or quit. Phase 3 is fight or quit. Okay. Some people quit depending on how you set the expectations for them. Some people fight depending how you set the expectations for them. They're either going to quit or they're going to fight depending on how you set the expectations for them when they first got started. Did you teach them about these phases? Did you let them know that these phases exist in all businesses around the world? Right? Super important, guys. You have to understand this is all an expectations game. Okay. And I'll make a good point to you guys. You want to keep people in your business. You want to keep people from quitting your business all the time. Set proper expectations for them so they understand the journey that they're getting into. Right? Super important. It's going to be completely fine if you set proper expectations. It'll be a breeze. Okay. Compared to if you don't. All right. But if you don't want to continue having the same turnover, the same bad retention, start setting proper expectations for people. That is the key that I learned in the year of 2020, guys. People coming and going over and over and over again, right? You got to set proper expectations, okay? And most times when people are coming and are joining your team and quitting so frequently, it's because you're poorly setting expectations for them. That's what the problem is, guys. It sets them up to fail, okay? For an example, some of you on this call, I don't know, right? Maybe other people in the company, maybe you showed them big paychecks from other people or yourself. Maybe you show them crazy trading results from people in the community, which we do have crazy trading results from the community, guys. I mean, just for an example, if I literally share my screen right here, you can see, I mean, this is millions of dollars in payouts that our community has gotten in this Telegram, which is 100% real and insane, right? And then also daily payouts, daily wins that people are having inside of this testimonial, right? And it's awesome to share testimonials with people, right? But what happens is they join, they saw all those big things that were happening, but in 90 days, nothing big happened to them. Their expectations weren't set correctly and they quit. So that's why it's so important, guys. Now, phase number 4, okay? Phase number 4, guys, and we're going to wrap this up. Phase number 4 of your journey here is if you fight, you go back up. If you choose to fight and not quit, you go back up. But you have to choose to fight. Okay? You are still going to have other setbacks along the journey, even if you choose to fight. That's part of business, guys. Every single day in a business owner's life, you're just solving problems. That's all you're doing as a business owner here, guys. You're solving problems, creating solutions. Okay. That's all we're doing here. And we're moving forward. We're continuing to go. We're continuing to fight. Right? Me and Jay have been fighting for 7 years now. It's one of the best fights I've ever had. So, but you know, you're still gonna have setbacks. You're gonna have leaders quit your team. You're gonna have your all-star, you know, person that's signing up a bunch of people not respond anymore one day. It happens, okay? You're gonna have somebody on your team get treated poorly by someone else, you know, arguments, like you're gonna have little setbacks, sometimes big setbacks in this business, okay? But you're choosing to fight, so you are going to go up. That's the reality of it, okay? So whatever it happens to be, guys, it slowly goes up and it slowly goes up as long as you keep fighting, okay? But nothing goes up in a straight line, okay? You're going to have lots of temporary setbacks in this business, okay? In 2026, you're going to have setbacks, right? But you're going to be in a better spot than you were than today. Every single person on this call is going to be in a better spot than they were today in 2026, okay? But if you set the expectations correctly for your team this year, teach them 1 year profitable, 3 years full-time income, tell your boss goodbye. 5 years, you're making 6+ figures of income. 7 years, you're world class. Teach them that, right? Teach them that we are going to work hard this year. This is not a free lunch. We're going to learn a skill. While we have all these distractions in our life, we're going to learn a skill that'll pay us for the rest of our life. Okay. And just understand that we're going to be doing it with passion, not with a huge investment. Okay, we're going to be doing 2026 with passion, not with a huge investment. Okay. And so, guys, just to kind of follow this up, you know, like I was saying, this is a real business. It gives you unlimited income. It gives you time freedom. You don't have a boss. You control your brand. You control your energy. You control your income. You can do this anywhere you want in the world with whoever you want. If you don't want to work with someone, you don't got to work with someone. If you want to work with someone, you can work with someone. You can literally design your life exactly how you want through this industry. Okay. But it all comes down to you treating this like a real business. Okay, that's what we're going to be doing in 2026, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to be setting expectations for people properly. We're going to teach them about the phases of this business, and we are going to work our faces off. And guess what? The people that follow this blueprint that we're laying out right now, you are going to be winning at the end of 2026 at a very, very high level from where you are right now currently in this business, guys. But it's your choice. You're either going to go out there and get it, or you're going to keep going through the motions of where you are right now, okay? It's not free, but you can go out there and take it. So what I want to do, ladies and gentlemen, is I want to share with you something real quick. Come over here. If you want to learn the basics of becoming a successful business owner inside of AkashX, in our link tree right here, guys, we literally have affiliate training series. Okay, a lot of you have not touched this yet. Affiliate training series. If you click on it, we literally break down exactly, me and Jay, what we did, guys, to get to a 6-figure income in 2 years and 1 month, right? You can do it faster, you can do it slower, but this was the foundation that we did, guys. We built out this affiliate training series for you to watch. We give lots of resources, lots of tools. Below every single video is information that we put in. So make sure to check the notes below every video. If you guys go through this affiliate training series, I want you to just reach out and tell me personally, because I'd really like to sort through the people of who's actually serious in 2026 and who's not. If you go through that, let me know. It's going to be super awesome. Also, coming up, ladies and gentlemen, on January 10th, of 2026, baby. This is our first event we are doing in Minnesota. Lots of big dogs who are on this flyer, guys. This is going to be a crazy, crazy event, man. We got 2 7-figure earners, multiple 6-figure earners on this flyer right here. They're going to be sharing crazy knowledge, guys. We're going to have people doing testimonials. We're going to be doing, we're going to be doing a network gathering at this event too. We're going to be doing trainings. We're going to break down the entire platform. It is going to be a 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. events, Saturday, January 10th. 12 p.m. to 3 p.m., guys, downtown Minneapolis. So I'm super, super excited for this. On here, guys, you can see the Eventbrite is already live, okay? The free ticket coupon code is VIP100. So I'm going to be posting this event tomorrow, guys, okay? I'm going to post it tomorrow, and we have to go absolutely crazy with this January 10th event. This is going to set the tone for what 2026 is going to look like for not just me, not just Jay, but all of us here, right? Like, are you going to launch your business and take it serious in 2026? Or are you going to sit on the sidelines, right? I know a lot of you don't want to sit on the sidelines. God, I couldn't wait to get off the sidelines, right? So we have this event coming up on January 10th, guys. Super excited. And then also, for those of you that don't know, we do have the Akashex official leadership cruise that is coming up. Okay, this is going to be March 16th to 21st. Jay talked about this. I mean, dude, we're going to the Bahamas, we're going to Cozumel, private masterminds and rented out venues inside of the cruise ship. I mean, there's going to be educators on the cruise calling out trades. It's going to be crazy, man. Luxury dinners. It's going to be an unforgettable experience, guys. And so you have to be on this cruise. There's two ways to qualify, right? One way is if you hit the diamond rank and hold it for 4 weeks. Okay. The other way is if you're an existing diamond, you hold it for 8 weeks. Okay. Now, there's something cool about this too. You can also get discounts off of this entire trip off of personal enrollment volume, right? You guys get someone started on the annual, right? The 12-month. That's 1,000 volume you just got in your business, or excuse me, 1,500 volume, depending on which one. So guys, in before February 28th, it already started. 2,500 personal enrollment volume. That's 2.5 annuals, right? That's 15% off this cruise. Okay. 5,000 personal enrollment volume is 25% off. 10,000 personal enrollment volume, 10 annuals, right? Over almost 2 months, or basically 2 months to do this, right? But the people who take action now are going to actually get it done. 10,000 personal enrollment volume, 50% off the cruise, and 15,000 completely free. Completely free. So I'll tell you what, guys, I would do anything in the world to be on that cruise. It is going to be every single educator. It is going to be all the top corporate. It is going to be all the top leaders inside of this company, guys. And I'll tell you what, you want to surround yourself with proximity of those people, get their information, get their contact, network with them, ask questions, man, and you can absolutely change your life. So I hope you guys, enjoyed the call tonight, gained some value. Remember, like Jay said, okay, the goal of being a leader is not what you can learn. It's about what you can teach. So don't keep this information to yourself. Teach people this in the future. Like, for an example, me and Jay have endless notebooks, like he told you, of information we received and then we taught. Right? We use it and we teach it every single day. So love you guys. I appreciate you. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful New Year's. And I hope you write your goals down, because I'll tell you what, this is going to be the biggest year all of us have ever had. Okay. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Have a good night.